Hey there, true believers, and welcome to Let's Play Marvel's Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4. Obviously, Lance of the Pants here today, bringing you Marvel's Spider-Man. This is one of my favorite licensed games of all times, and for sure my favorite Spider-Man game of all time. This game is amazing. Pun obviously intended. Here's a cutscene.
All units, level 4 mobilization. Location, Fisk Tower.
Fisk?
SWAT is 1084 at Fisk Tower. All units stand by. Warrant is en route.
Did you take him down yet?
No, we're at Fisk Tower, but still waiting on the warrant.
Mind if I join in on the fun?
You know how his lawyers are. This one needs to go by the book.
Come on, Yuri. I've been waiting 8 years for this.
You really want to help? Head to Times Square. Sounds like his guys are trying to keep my backup from reaching the scene.
You got it. Almost there.
Okay, now that we're finally getting into the game, that song was I'm Alive by Warbly Jets. I actually think that intro song is kind of cheesy, but it like fits Spider-Man really well, and I really love it. Obviously, this is the story of Peter Parker, who's Spider-Man, and the person I used to know earlier is Yuri Watanabe. She actually will be helping us a bit throughout this adventure, and this guy we're talking to right now, we will get more into later. Just start off here, I know people said the web slinging in this game is so good. It honestly beats Spider-Man 2's web slinging for me. It is that good, and for those who don't know, the web slinging in Spider-Man 2 the movie game is pretty much peak perfection for a licensed game. It is great, until this game came along and basically kicked it out of the way.
We need more backup! 1032, Times Square. Officers under fire.
Bring in the hammer.
Who's ready for their hot, fresh cup of bodily harm?
Oh man, I love Spider-Man. So, I'll get into more why I love Spider-Man here in a second, but I guess I should explain combat. If you've played, and I know somebody's gonna cringe when I hear this, but because
Gotta warn you.
I know who it is. This game is very similar to the Batman Arkham Asylum games, gameplay style mostly, in terms of combat, so this game's definitely a lot more faster, and personally, I think easier, mostly due to the spider sense. Basically, you have your punch and kick attacks, strong attacks, weak attacks, you know, it's pretty simple. And obviously, you have more goons to fight. Different from Batman, I guess, is you have, like, different abilities, because you're Spider-Man, so if you want to, like, cling to a wall and jump off of it, you do that. If you want to slide under my legs and jump up and kick them, you do that. If you want to shoot spider webs, you know, you can do that. You have gadgets in this game, as you can see in the top bar, with the web shooter, basic Spider-Man tool, you just shoot webs at them. The web shooters actually can be pretty useful in this game, when it comes to get rid of enemies. I'm obviously not doing very well, very rusty, and I play through this game while recording it, but it's come in handy, because like if you want to do the web shooters, you can like shoot with webs, punch them in the air, and then yank them down, and automatically stuck to the ground, and they are considered like defeated. It's really nice and easy to use, so
Okay, Yuri,
yeah.
all done. What's happening? Yuri? Yuri!
But going back into like the web spinning, or web spinning, I'm having a brain for here. When you're traversing through the city, you're gonna swing on webs. It feels really good in this game. I remember when this game got revealed, that was like the biggest thing everybody wanted. It was the web swinging to be as good as Spider-Man 2's. Because like the other games never come close to even the perfection of it.
More backup. And lock down the airspace.
Yuri, you okay?
If he makes it out of that building, we're gonna lose him.
I'm gonna go,
Do your thing.
Yes! He's the day, Willie! Heads up! Hey, where you going? Catch! I'll clear a path. Follow me!
Get out of here, Spider-Man!
And also, I'm gonna say, this is like the perfect introduction for this game, because you're going after Kingpin, who I'm gonna get into later in the part. But it's a very, like, high-action, big-stakes intro to the game, and I know a lot of games can do that, but I think it really fits for this.
But you do not got this, buddy.
Especially because it's actually the perfect way to get you introduced to Spider-Man, like, because how quippy he is, and that's the reason why I like Spider-Man, is because he's very sarcastic and quippy, and that's the type of thing I love in a character, and that's why he's my favorite superhero. Well, that and other reasons, obviously, as well. It's the pun thing, and he's a nerd, and, you know, he's relatable. But, yeah, big fan. So like I said, basic combat, you use your attacks that push people up in the air. You can do that with a strong attack, mostly like holding square, which the more attacks you do, your focus bar will build up. Every suit in this game, as it's a Spider-Man game, they always have extra suits that you can get, or costumes, whatever. Will do this. So every suit will have a different focus bar. So like this suit right here, I think it just, I'm trying to get what, I forgot, and that's so bad, this is the first episode, I apologize. Caption here, for what it does. But you can do that. Certain suits do different things. So there's a suit that has like a spider bot, it's a little robot that shoots out and shoots enemies, or one that can bring out legs for help you. It's very cool, and it's a good thing because when they do stuff like this, it doesn't make you reuse the same costume if you don't want to. So like for me, I like using different costumes. It's just, I enjoy it. But I know people who would probably only want to use this suit, which is perfectly fine. So if you want to do that, you can take the modifications that the later suits get and put them on any suit you want, which is really nice because there are certain suits in this game I like, and there's one or two that I don't care for, but the majority of them are very nice to see, and we'll get more into it later when we see more suits, but still, it's very cool. It would be cool when you open the elevator if you see that dude from the first or the second Sam Raimi movie, and he's like asks Spider-Man like if his suit is itchy, and Spider-Man's like, oh, you know, a little on the crotch.
I think that's all of them.
Come on, come on! They shut the elevators down! Take the stairs!
I prefer a more direct approach.
Spider-Man, status.
Heading to the upper floors and hoping nobody turns on the elevators.
Our choppers are taking fire. Looks like Fisk has armed men on every floor.
He's desperate.
And he's hitting us with everything he's got.
I have to find him and end this.
Not yet. We just picked up chatter. They're wiping all their data servers. We need that evidence if we want to put him away for good.
Okay, server room it is. Call from May. Better answer. Hi, Aunt May.
What is all that noise?
Watching a superhero movie. What's up?
I just wanted to make sure we're still on for dinner tomorrow night.
Totally. Listen, I gotta go.
Well, okay. Love you.
Love you too.
Oh, good old Aunt May. Such a lovable old lady. So, I'm not gonna lie, when I remember playing through this, I actually got stuck in that vent section because I didn't remember you had to climb up. Obviously, if you don't know Spider-Man's power, it's gonna tell it anyway. I know some people don't want to hear this because it's a repeat of everything else, but screw it, some people may not know. Spider-Man, he can basically shoot webs to cling to things. If he wants to swing from like a wall to another wall, he can do that. If he wants to go up the wall, press his hands against it, climb up the wall, he can do that. He also has super strength, and he has a spider sense which lets him detect danger. It's pretty much the coolest thing ever. I want Spider-Man's powers. I don't know about you, but they're the best. Also, another thing you do in this game, if you see an enemy that has the R1, R2 buttons on your PS4, since it's a PS4 exclusive, you can grab that and basically spin it around to attack enemies. It's pretty nice. Later on in the game, you get abilities to let you actually grab enemies and do that, which is nice. And that was a finisher. Basically, with the finisher, whenever the triangle and circle buttons pop up, you can do a finishing attack. So he can do like that, like a Kenny Omega knee attack. He can also do like a Hurricane Rana, which is pretty cool, and I really love that. The finishers are awesome. They're really nice. I also love that the enemies kind of ragdoll themselves, so like if you hit one enemy, like do a kick into another, they'll basically like hit another enemy. It's just really cool, and I love this game to death. The attention to detail is just very nice. It's fantastic.
This way, they'll destroy all the evidence.
So yeah, as of right now, we are going after the Kingpin. He is a pretty famous villain for Spider-Man, and probably more so Daredevil if you've watched the Netflix series. It's a really good show, definitely recommend, even though I've only watched season 1. But still, he's very well portrayed in that show, and yeah. I'm glad he is in this game. Kingpin's a pretty important Spider-Man villain after all. Good old stealth attacks, so adorable and fun. I wonder how that guy gets down from there, like how they find him. Maybe they don't. He's just dead.
Is this tech support? I forgot my password.
And yeah, we forgot the password. Because that happens at every IT job. Yikes. This sounded so fake when I did that. So like I said, for right now, we're just going to Kingpin. Right now, we're just kind of want to get all of the data so he doesn't try to like get rid of any faulty information, because we want to arrest him, because obviously Kingpin's a bad guy. I'll get more into Kingpin in a second, but yeah, let's get some data.
Console before everything's gone. Let's see just how good their security is. Aw, you guys forgot the latest kernel patch.
Hiding in server. Cowardly. Even for you.
Says the guy frantically erasing his search history.
After all these years, you're still just an ignorant child.
True, but that's part of my charm, isn't it?
Damn you. Get that door down now!
So there's an air launch. Kingpin, like I said, he's been a villain in multiple things. If you've ever watched, like my introduction to Kingpin was the 90s show. And obviously he's in Daredevil. He's in I'm pretty sure, he's in the, like, Daredevil Netflix series, and he's in the movie. I've never watched the movie, so I don't know how he is in that, but yeah, he's pretty awesome in the Netflix show, though, and in the 90s show. He's also, I won't say, he's into the Spider-Verse, I will say that, but I won't go any more into that. The movie's out on Blu-ray now, so I don't feel as bad talking about it, because I definitely will later on in the LP. I love the attack where you, like, jump onto a wall and then jump and hit the other guy. It's so cool. I love it to death. It's just neato. Neato burrito.
hurry. An explosion just...
I saw it. Fisk could have the whole place wired. I'm sending in a bomb unit.
I'll make sure no one gets in their way.
So right now, this section is definitely a bit more different. We're going to be really watching out for rocket launchers. I believe this is the part... I know there's a part coming up where we have to watch out for rocket launchers. I may be wrong on this. I probably should have took notes. But as of right now, we're just fighting goons. The story through this definitely takes a change, I think, because, like, right now we're fighting Kingpin, and it's very, like, high action. It's going to slow down a tiny bit until, like, it really picks up, but still.
It's clear. Move up.
Hey guys, I guess bombs are part of Willie's getaway plan? Sounds like they're trapped.
You go after them. We'll look for the bombs.
They find the bombs. They're not actually bombs. Well, they are bombs, but it's that gag from SpongeBob where they're pies, but bombs. Oh, these aren't pies. They're made in a factory. They're bombs. It still never gets old.
We can't move! We're pinned down!
I'll lift it. When you're free, get out fast. If you can walk, help the injured. Got it?
Go, go, go!
Thank you! He did it! Let's go!
Okay, Willie.
I will say,
your
while
way.
I do love this game, I think everything about it is great. Like, combat-wise, it's amazing, pun intended. Graphically amazing. Character-wise, amazing. One issue I do have with this game is I do think the music is kind of boring. A lot of it's forgettable. Like, that song we just heard, He's Picking Up Those Rocks, is good, but you hear it so much that it kind of wears out its welcome a little bit, so that kind of hurts it. But the rest of the music's pretty forgettable, minus like a final boss theme.
Incoming!
So yeah, rocket launchers in this game are definitely the most annoying enemies, I think, to deal with, besides the bigger mooks, who we'll get into later, but these are definitely the second most annoying. They're not really bad, it's more that when you get surrounded by a lot of them in certain areas, you're just kind of dodging it all the time. And it's never bad, like I said earlier in the video, this game isn't hard, it's very easy. Like, if you want an intro game to this style of gameplay, or like any action game, this is probably the best like starting point in my opinion, if you have a PlayStation 4, obviously. Because this game is not on like Xbox or PC. Even though I would love if it could be on PC, but it's not. Because I was going to get into this in a second. This game is developed by Insomniac Games. You probably know them from something like the original Spyro trilogy, or the Ratchet and Clank trilogy, or what did they make on PS3? Was it like Killzone or something? I never played those games. They just don't do anything for me. But I love Ratchet and Clank 1 and 2. They're both really fun games. I need to play the third one of these days, and I have not played Spyro. But I love Ratchet and Clank 1 and 2, and I love this game. This is definitely my favorite of the Insomniac games that I've played. Very, very fun. I recommend it. I remember originally this game was rumored to come out. We all knew this game was gonna happen. Like, we had been rumored, like, for like months before E3, there's gonna be a new Spider-Man game developed by a big Sony team. We all thought it was Sucker Punch because they did the Infamous games, which are basically superhero games. They would have fit the combat style well. So when it was Insomniac got revealed, we were all like, holy crap, Insomniac's making a Spider-Man game and it looks amazing.
You guys alright?
We were just about to call for backup.
I think I'm it.
Lead the way. We'll be right behind you. Heads up, boss.
I love how he throws the gun and hits him in the head. It's the little attention to details like that that I love. Here's some shield enemies. Shield enemies are definitely the most, I think, annoying to fight, purely because you have to do, like you saw there, a rectangle and circle combination to slide under their legs. My issue is I always forget that when I'm fighting them, so usually I just try to run behind them and do it. Half the time I do end up sliding under their legs, but still. They are definitely the more annoying enemies to fight, because when you run them, you're like, man, I don't want to slide under their legs again. I also like to try to grab an enemy and just throw stuff into them. It makes my life a lot easier. And you also have, like, enemies that'll throw grenades. You can swing the grenades and throw them into them as well. It just, anything to make your life easier is what I'm trying to say. I will be showing easier ways how to beat these guys. Like, they're not hard, but there are definitely little tricks you can do to make the enemies a lot easier in this game. Going more into, like, the focus bar, this suit can give you one called Web Blossom, and Web Blossom's OP, very OP, because this Spider-Man just shoots up and shoots webs, like, in every direction, and that's an easy way to get rid of enemies.
Looks like some of your guys were on Fisk's payroll. Good news is, they were Willie's last line of defense. I'm right outside his office.
Take him down, now.
With pleasure. Writing your memoirs? Don't forget the hyphen between spider and man.
Love.
Get the chopper ready. I won't be long. I'm surprised you made it this far. But your foolishness ends now.
You do know I can still see you, right?
8 years of this insolence.
Oh, for me? You shouldn't have.
You know, Kingpin really does plan for everything. I mean, he's got this room. What was he thinking when he was making this room? He was like, listen, guys, we might have Spider-Man or Daredevil come in here. Let's make giant laser guns to shoot him. Like, well, honestly, he's lucky Spider-Man came in here, because what happens if Daredevil comes in here? Daredevil will just die. What can he do in this situation? He doesn't have webs or anything. He would just get shot to death. Superhero logic, I know, but still.
How is this happening?
What's wrong, Willie? You seem angry.
I will destroy you!
Take your best shot.
Here is, I kid you not, the hardest boss in the entire game. The first boss fight is the hardest boss. And it's purely because Kingpin does a lot of damage when you hit him, and he's more, we'll be seeing enemies later on. If you played a Batman, just not even Batman, any action game ever, you know there are mooks, like, in those games. And there's always the big mook who, when hits you, does a lot of damage. That's Kingpin. So if you try to do, like, a web zip, he's gonna grab it and just pull you closer to him. If he's not webbed up, that is. The basic strategy for this fight is to just shoot him with your web shooters and throw things at him. So if you see like a trash can nearby or anything that you can grip onto like that, you want to hit him with it and then shoot your web shooters. Make sure your web shooters are filled up to the max when you do this, or at least majority of it filled up. It'll just make it a lot easier. I also love how he won't run through his like statues and stuff. I know it's because of the game, but Kingpin, the type of character he is just something he wouldn't do, and he's a big art lover, and I love that. Kingpin's a cool villain, but, you know, Spider-Man's the best superhero ever. Don't at me, fight me IRL. He's pretty great. I'm trying to run away here because I want to be at least in decent health when we get to the second phase of the fight, because the second phase is definitely the more annoying bit. That's what we're about to get to.
You are everything that's wrong with this city!
Huh. I was gonna say the same to you.
You know what to do, man!
Surrounded!
Now we definitely got the odds stacked against us a bit. In this part of the fight, you definitely want to go and just take out some of the mooks first. It'll just make it a bit easier. The good thing is Kingpin's really fast and he runs around a lot, so he can actually hit his goons as well. So thanks, Kingpin. You made my life a bit easier each day. This fight actually is quite a bit more difficult when you're playing on higher obviously when you're playing on higher difficulties. Like, I'm playing this on amazing mode, or amazing difficulty, which is basically normal. If you play this on, I believe Spectacular is the hardest, I think. It's either Spectacular or Ultimate, one or the other. It can be somewhat difficult at this fight. I love that little, like, comic effect when you hit him in the face. It's so funny. It's definitely something you'd see like in a spectacular, well, I guess Spectacular Spider-Man or in the Spider-Verse. So like when it's animated, obviously, and it's very expressive. I would definitely talk about the Spider-Man movies in a few parts because that's a big part of me, and I will get more into like how I got into Spider-Man. But this, I love this opening bit. I know I brought this up. The opening bits of this game are fantastic because they're so like high action and they really grip you. Like I was actually kind of, I was so excited for this game when it got announced at E3 2017 because it looked fantastic and I love Spider-Man. I love a lot of the Spider-Man games. I think a lot of them are really fun. There's a couple of exceptions, obviously, but I like most of them that I've played. And as soon as I saw big budget Spider-Man game, I was like, hell yeah, brother. It's gonna be fantastic. Or amazing, whatever, puns intended. It's just pretty amazing that they did this, and I love it. This game a lot.
Was it something I said? You're losing, Willie.
I haven't even started trying!
But once you play this game the first time, you get used to it. This part's not difficult, but this is definitely the section I was kind of like, oh no, he's gonna bane me. I just ruined that joke there, but still, it's pretty fun.
So, should we kiss now? Yeah, maybe later.
And that was the first episode of Marvel's Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4. Join me next time as we see what happens after we have taken down the Kingpin. And we're going to explore the city a little bit. It'll be amazing. I don't have a good joke. See you guys next time.